Hello, all. Welcome back again to my YouTube channel, Zade Academy. Today, we're gonna talk about the last lookup reference function that is called as the offset. Offset is a kind of lesser known function, but it's a really useful one when it comes to doing some kind of unique, powerful things, which I'll show you in some time. But basically, just to give you some background, it's similar to the index. It's return the value of cell within an array, but it can also return a reference to a specific range of cells, which can be very useful when you want to create dynamic arrays. So basically, syntax wise, offset starts with an reference. I mean, just like an index function, you determine a reference, which is what your starting point. Typically, that's a single cell reference, and then you have a rows component which tells you how many rows down should I move, and then columns, which is how many columns over from the reference should I move. And if you just leave it at that, it will function exactly like an index. So it will gives you the value of whatever cell it lands on. What makes Observe different is that it includes these two additional components, height and the width, which lets you return a multi-dimensional array rather than just a value within a single cell. So these are optional, which is why theirs are showing surrounded by the bracket, and I mean the square bracket. And if you leave those blank, if you just close out your formula after the columns indicator, again it will be just like an index, and the height and width will default to 1 and 1. So we'll return the value of cell that's one row tall and one row column wide. Quick pro tip here, I'm showing you all these function like offset and the index match, which have very specific and in some cases very particular applications. Don't get too caught up in using them just for the sake of using them. So don't use an offset or an index match when a simple VLOOKUP will do the trick. So with that, that's how the offset function works. So let's jump into an Excel. Here I want to show you one other very common appliances of the offset function, which is to combine it with a simple stat function, which is called as an count A. Now I want to show you a very basic example, just to give you a sense of what it's all about. So in this workbook that I'm looking at here is obviously it's extremely complicated. I have got 10 items in the list of column A. What I can do is use the count A function. Um, I mean here to just find out the count. Let's here equals count A uh, to count non-black values or the cells within a range. So in this case, my range is the entire column A, and when I close that off and hit the enter, it will return a value 10, since there are 10 non-blank values right here in the column A. So column A. Now, what does that have to do with the offset? What if we wanted to return the last item in the list, no matter how long that list is? Let's start with an offset function equals offset. So what we are going to do here is offset from the start of the list A1, which is the first one, comma, and the number of rows we are going to move down is count A function. Count A. So count A is essentially means that we are making this offset function dynamic, so that it can identify the last atom in the list even as the data is added or removed, and the size of that list goes or shrink, I mean grows or shrinks. So we will take the count A of the criteria, which is from the whole column by selecting column A, which we know returns 10. And now before I move on, this is telling me that I will move 10 rows down from A1, which would uh, take me to A2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, which is a blank. We have gone one row too far. So all I need to do to count for that is called I mean, is need to add -1, and I don't want to shift any columns because I only have one column of data. So I'm going to put here only 0 there, and I can ignore the height and width of for now. Just close up the parenthesis and hit the enter. So it tells me last item is ethylene, which is pretty cool. But the beauty of it is that I can add values here, and that values from the formula change accordingly. So if I add here AMI, you'll see that changes. If I say Acon, changes. If I say caster, it changes. And same goes. And as if I delete the values, just check the tab, it will update as well. If I say so, that's pretty cool on its own. And the other really valuable application of this is actually with the charts and the graph, where you can define your source data using an offset with count A, so that as you add new data to your source array, uh, your chart will automatically update. So there you go, the basic combination of offset and the count A function. So thank you all for watching this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel to get more videos to the SZ Academy. For other courses, please mention in the comment box to create those courses for you. Thank you.